Hello everyone and welcome to the RuneScape
I'm on the TV.
My name is Mod Shawnee, being joined by Mod Timbo, Mod Ramen, Mod Rowley and Mod Orion. How are you all doing?
Nifty.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Rubbish.
Whoa, you've got to be nifty too, man.
Contrasts and everything. No, you're not doing rubbish.
No, I could be working on the
you're
arc right now.
literally on the TV.
On the TV. All right, so before we go into what obviously came out with Monday's release, Double XP happened. How did you all get on during Double XP?
50 mil Herblore,
Damn.
100 mil attack. Mate, I rocked it. And I traded my Hulk Orion Man at the same time.
Dude.
So, made gains.
Any gains, Timbo, Rowley?
Yeah, I got a bunch of 99s, got mining, we're cutting.
Just a couple of levels. Didn't really.
As
get much
virtual
time.
levels, though, right?
Yeah.
Well,
I got about
level.
61 levels. Yeah, got my Peripher X. I'm happy with that.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I got 499s and a skid of bet, so I'll take it.
Alright,
I got flow.
Mate,
so.
I got flow at 2.4 mil flexion XP on my Iron Man. Get on my level.
Sort the thresholds out, God. And we're off to a great start. All right, Monday's update brought in Deathmatch, Currency Pouch, Nomad Hard Mode, as well as Tales of Nomad. That's all come together very nicely. We'll talk about Deathmatch in just a little bit, but Timbo, any early thought? Well, how has Deathmatch gone down since its release?
Yeah, it's been okay. I've seen a lot of people have been going there and enjoying it for now. So obviously we had a few launch issues with like queuing and ending games and stuff. But I mean, people seem to be enjoying it. People seem to be pwning each other, so it's good.
Yeah, that's obviously the main thing, and of course, the stuff that come up, we're pretty much on it. I'm going to move over to Mod Ramen here because a couple of things have happened in the last few days, of course, in regards to Telos and Vindictor and everything else. Also, this morning, I spoke to you as well as the Combat Council. We decided to create the Combat Council Forum.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk to us about this in case people aren't aware of what you're hoping to achieve with this?
So at RuneFest, we obviously had the combat panel or showcase, and we discussed that we really want to make PVM, awesome and bug-free as bug-free as we can. And, we get comments in the Twitch chat about various bugs or issues, and some on Reddit and some on Twitter. And they kind of get lost. Obviously Twitch chat goes up and Reddit threads get pushed down. So we kind of wanted a thread to sort of accumulate them all together. So when I see one, I'll just be like, oh, can you go post on this thread? And then, when we get time as the Combat Council, we're able to go through, filter through them and start getting them into our bug system, Jira. Slowly, assign them out to developers and get them fixed as and when we can. And it's also a place of feedback. So a big thing at the moment is the Virago entry hit. So people obviously have now been able to duo and trio Virago, and they need, their mates to help them get in. So
the hit's a little bit low, right?
Yeah. Obviously, it's the 50k divided by, players. So we're going to try and find a way to allow it, probably by capping it at like 12.5k if you're below 5 players. Just things like that, making it a better place and fixing up issues.
Awesome. So are you able to kind of summarize the changes to Telos in what has happened over the last 2 days?
So it's a complicated situation if you don't really understand our code or how certain things work. But obviously we fixed walking, and that then led on to some of the bosses being allowed to be safe spotted. With this, we attempted to address it by adding in various mechanics, but they didn't quite work as we expected. So obviously on Reddit, Twitter, there was like, oh my God.
There are rocks everywhere.
There are rocks everywhere. So slowly over the last couple of days, myself, Deg, Curse, Daze have been fixing them up. And it's not just a Band-Aid fixed. We're looking for a permanent, fix. And hopefully we are almost there with that. It as I said at the start, it's complicated about understanding, because a lot of people are like, oh, just fix it.
Just do it.
Just stop adding safe swap mechanics and just fix it. But I mean, it's a 15-year-old game, and combat has been at the core of that for a very long time. If there was a way to wave my seismic wand and just fix it,
nice.
for Argo bands, I would. But we're getting there, and hopefully this forum thread will really help and show that we're not just sitting there reading the threads and ignoring it. We're actively.
There's already a lot of stuff that you picked up on, right?
So there's a lot of posts on the thread, so I've been going through it throughout the day and just posting on them, but putting a couple into Jira. When I get some time, obviously the thing to bear in mind is we have project work to do as well, so we can't just as much as I love to focus all my attention into fixing up issues in combat, we have to put project work first. So in downtime, we'll be fixing things like that. I think, like myself, Pi, Days have already started picking up various bits and bobs and fixing them. So we'll see what happens.
So, I guess the final thing that comes down to it is this like the best way of getting, what is the best way of getting the feedback straight to you guys as the Combat Council?
See, it contradicts myself a little, but usually Twitter is, because we see it instantly. Like when we're at home, we'll be able to see it. And then we can, either reply to them directly and say, this isn't a bug. And if it is a bug or it's an issue we may be unaware of, we can be like, go post it on this. All the Combat Council have the quick find code on demand. On
our chat, yeah. So, just to bring you up to speed again for everyone, and just to remind you, if you go on RuneScape.com and go on the forums, under the feedback section is now a Combat Council section. There's a post from Moderaman about combat issues and feedback that you can jump in and give a lot of feedback on. 90 posts already, I believe. It's getting a lot of, posts from players who want certain things fixed, and rightfully so. So it's a nice way of kind of bringing it all together, because in the past, what we've had is that posts would go on all these different websites and kind of branch out, and we kind of lose track of them. Whereas now with this section, we have it all centralized, and it's now an area where we can go and it's all there for us.
Just trying to consolidate all everyone's feedback and ideas and things that they've got.
All right, so obviously we have the picture just behind us, which is the ad. We're going to move on to that right now. And we obviously have...
The magic of television.
The magic of television. We have more glorious ARC stuff coming up. So, first of all, we have... Well, how many islands are there going to be with this upcoming piece of ARC content?
We've got the rest of them. So there's 4 extra islands, although one of those, the islands that once were turtles, is actually 3 islands. So, yeah.
Pretty big turtles.
Oh, and Northern Amanishi is also made it.
So can you go to these straight from the start, like you can with the current 3, or...?
Yeah, they're all accessible from the get-go except for Cyclosis. And the only lock for that is to have done the Cyclops mission in ports, which is really easy to do if you've got access to ports.
Awesome. All right, so we'll go for a couple of questions here. Some of these involve Region 1 and some of course, Region 2, so we'll go through this. Will there be any better rewards for people who don't consider XP a reward anymore, i.e. max players not going for 120s?
Yes. Yeah, rewards have been our primary focus beyond getting the rest of the islands in place. We've got a number of, we've been talking with Timbo, Combat Council, lots of ideas have been bandied around. We can start reading some off, maybe?
Oh, yeah, sure. So the primary thing is that it was a skilling update for skillers, so skilling XP is quite important. But to answer the question, obviously we've got a lot of cosmetic overrides. We've got some combat sets that have special procs. That's the ports armor. Yeah?
Yep.
We're excited for that. There's the ARC journal system, which is something I'm really excited about. We will demo some of it, I think, in a minute. But it's essentially you go out and you discover all these things and try and fill up your stamp book, sticker book, your journal, however you want to call it. And there are various NPCs around that they request you to go and find these certain things. And you fill up this book and you get special rewards like titles and cosmetics and pets.
Oh, so there'll be titles for this then?
There are 3 titles. Awesome. Two for definite and 3rd to come later, because none of you guys are going to be able to unlock it for a while anyway. It's going to take some work.
I think it might be 3 with 4th to come.
Oh, 3 with a 4th.
Okay, sure. Awesome.
But then if XP and cosmetics aren't your thing, we've also added a few things that you can take out of the ARC economy effectively and sell on, so there might be some money-making opportunities.
Okay, because obviously in Region 1 there was only the Mizurari spear. I don't know how you say it, but yeah, that, I guess.
Bad. It's close enough.
So
it's funny to let you try, but that was the only thing that you could trade in Batch 1. There are the Kami Spirit Masks. So we've got these impling-like creatures that you can find on both named islands and Uncharted, and the ones on Uncharted islands can drop these cosmetic masks, which are tradable.
Awesome.
Quite rare too.
So obviously, with Region 2 becomes the question of Uncharted Isles. Now, obviously, there were skilling opportunities on the first variant of that. Yep. Is there going to be new skilling opportunities with any new Uncharted Isles?
Yeah, absolutely. So obviously, with the first batch, we released woodcutting, mining, fishing, etc. And you guys have kind of probably worn that out by now, got all your chime rewards. We've got 2 main new skills, but there are another 10 or so for smaller interactions and token XP. I think we used up something like 15 or 16 of the actual skills throughout the entire thing, whether it be things like cooking was originally in Region 1, but only as token XP for cooking soup. We've got things like fletching the bamboos into bamboo bundles. But on the Uncharted Isles, you'll find new divination spots that are quite interesting. They're a bit weird. So what you've got are these Maui heads that have been destroyed, and you've got all this like ancestral energies leaking out of their face. Looks a bit weird. Yeah, I mean, we've got Mod Manti, who's desperate to get one as like a lime green head override because he's lime green and particle crazy. It would suit his outfit like perfectly. And we also have you guys wanted more mushrooms as well. And so we've given you 15 more varieties of mushrooms, a way to forage them using farming XP. And it's the first time that we've given the player an actual kind of skillable farming that you don't have to return to after a certain amount of time.
Yeah, it's an interesting new take on farming.
What level farmer do I need for that?
86 for the new berries, which I haven't mentioned. And 90 for low tier mushrooms and 94 for high tier mushrooms.
Is there any level requirements for divination?
Yes, that's set at 90,
Yeah,
I believe.
that's the base islands one is 90, and
Gotcha.
again I think 95, and I believe that is the higher XP than the top tier colony.
Yeah.
So the 3 islands initially in Region 1, they had their sets, like Waiko was your hub, your marketing hub, so to speak. You got Whalesmore where you do your fishing and hunter, I believe,
Yep.
give or take, and then Amanishi was like your slayer in that sense. Are you able to explain what these 4 islands are? Are you going to keep that for the gameplay section?
Yeah, no, we can say. So
Yeah,
I mean,
sure.
I mentioned Cyclosis. One thing we've done there is the salty crablets. We've made some salty crabletines, which are smaller versions, level 90, which means mining now becomes a skill in which you can generate chimes. We've also added some Elf City style pickpocketing on Cyclosis and Waiko. Again, that's a level 86 and 88, I believe, so it's a slightly lower entry point to get onto unclaimed islands. The divination and the farming kind of shows up on the other islands of Goshenba and Twilight, and the islands that once were I'll just call it Turtles. It's Turtles, mate. Turtle Islands, there you go.
Is there an NPC called Bella on Twilight Island?
Oh, for goodness
There is
sake.
now.
No.
No, good.
Oh,
okay.
come on.
So I believe you could only put down 10 customizations on your Uncharted Isles. Is that number going up with Region 2?
Yeah, so 10 was just kind of to test the water. We've doubled it to 20 now, knowing that it works and people like to use it. So yeah, 20 customizations. That means we'll probably add more variety to the customizations later on as well, because having 20 flags will be interesting, or 20 telescopes. No, we have something like 15 customizations at the moment, but obviously it would be quite easy for us to add more because they're just simply model, especially when it comes to reusing things that we like from the environments.
Sure.
And at the end of the day, if people want to place some barrels that they found on Waiko down, 50 chimes or something like that.
But
seems
can
fair.
I play volleyball on my island? That's the question.
No.
You can if you want, but
Yeah.
nobody else can.
You can sit there and pretend.
Oh yeah, it's a single player.
So-
Rest in peace.
Players visiting islands, is it not, unfortunately, going to be a thing?
It's not going to be a thing. I'm not going to close the door completely. I'm going to leave it like slightly ajar and maybe look inside.
Okay.
So the issue is, for the amount of content that we wanted to push, it probably would have taken like my time, like a month of my time to develop and test having a party system and a grouping system and going to other players' islands. That wasn't even the hard part. The hard part is making sure you can't go to someone's island and taking their resources and stuff and potentially getting things that you shouldn't get.
Yeah. Yeah, we've got, a lot more value in putting time into the a player's experience on their own islands. And so, like for instance, large island hotspots have increased from what is it currently 1 to 2? 2 to 3? 2 to 3.
It was 2 to 3.
And it's now 3 to 5.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we kind of saw that there was a very niche set of skills. So unless you had high levels across the board, there was very little you could do. And so now with this like 15 different skills, there's going to be all sorts that most people can do on any given island. And another thing we've done is also to reduce the cost of going to islands. So we've had a reduction in the cost of supplies. Large islands are now cheaper to get to in terms of supplies. The Rosie's supply crate is now, it kind of fills up.
Okay.
You don't have to go back every single day. So we're really like having this push towards uncharted islands. More players can get there, and there's more for people to do once they get there as well.
Yeah, I mean,
so there's more value in that than letting people come to your
So,
island.
I mean, what have you guys in particular learned from Region 1 coming over to Region 2? Because obviously there's been a bit of time between both, but I imagine like that was one example of something I imagine you guys took on board and kind of learned from. But is there anything else that's kind of sprung up in that sense?
I think the main thing was with Bash 2, we actually finally realised how big the project was.
Yeah.
You know, it kind of got away. It gets away from you because we'd only done the 3 islands and the Uncharted Island system, but then we had to do 4 islands and more Uncharted stuff, and we wanted to have this focus on rewards as well to make sure that there was good reason for players to go and keep going back. It was a huge project.
Yeah.
I don't know if you.
Oh, well, one of the things I learned personally was that we had a very small number of skills for the players to use to access the content. So ModStew has done a lot of extra little meaty bits to the Uncharted Isles now. If you find you don't have woodcutting, fishing, mining, etc. to a specific level, you can get a contract which allows you to go out to Uncharted Isles and find prayer altars, herb lore, fire making, summoning, rune crafting. There are all these little tidbits of skilling that you could do for token XP. Not necessarily amazing XP, but you can still get chimes and complete contracts.
Yeah, so like you mentioned, instead of having it limited to 4 to 5 skills, which it was with Region 1,
Yep.
with Region 2 now there's obviously the branch out of different skills, which means even though you don't have those 4, maybe, then you can do these other ones as well. So that way you're still not missing out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And the other thing I suppose we learned is, like, because of that focus on a group of core skills, and this kind of focus on XP, it felt like another daily. It was like I have to go, I have to exhaust my island. But with all the kind of supply cost reductions, you don't have to do that now. You could maybe do one thing on your island and you'd easily get back the chimes that it cost you to get there. But the longer you stay, the greater the profits. And
I suppose one more question before you guys head over to the gaming PCs. There's going to be a contentious topic because it was when Region 1 came out, which is the comp requirements or requirements in general.
Sure.
Have you got a set mindset on what requirements you are going with for Region 2's release?
Yeah, we do.
Are you able to share them now, or are you going to hold them back?
So the thing for me, this is a personal opinion.
Okay.
I don't really want to say up ahead of time
Sure.
what that's going to be, because then people are just going to use the content that exists to grind it out, which probably for them won't be very fun.
Okay.
Anyone of that mindset is going to have grinded and have a store of chimes anyway, so they're probably fine. We want this discovery book and this whole system to be like a fresh set of eyes.
Okay, fair enough.
Come back to the Ark, try it out again. Hopefully you'll enjoy it again, or enjoy it for the first time if you didn't enjoy it before. That kind of grind that was there in the first instance, it should be massively reduced because Uncharted Islands are more rewarding, they're more fun, and it's not gonna anyone that's used to getting trim comp back, it's not gonna be anything that they're not used to.
Yeah.
So.
At the end of the day, you want to be a completionist. You complete it.
Yeah, you can suck it up and you can, be that trim compo.
All right. All right. So you guys good to head over to the gaming PCs?
Yeah.
We'll get ready to show a bit of gameplay on that. But in the meantime, Tim, I'm going to just bring it back up. So we'll go to ninjas as we wait. But in case you hadn't seen on Twitter, ModPie had done a tweet earlier on today in regards to feedback that's been gathered from Deathmatch. Mm-hmm. We'll go into that in just a little bit. But how is it? Like, you've been involved in the balancing of Ark Region 2.
Yep.
I mean, how's that process been?
Yeah, it's been good. I think we learned a lot from Mark 1 in terms of while the numbers were very finely balanced, we kind of forgot to make it fun.
Yeah.
Like, I think, like, while making soup was more efficient, like, if you went and ground and went and got the bowl, got the food, got the spices, yada yada, got the mushrooms, like, while that was more cost efficient time wise, it just wasn't very fun. Like, you got +1 chimes over just selling them all regularly, like, so it was fine from a numbers point of view, but we kind of forgot how fun it would be to go and do that.
So it
sort of
wasn't
stuff.
just a grind fest in that sense.
So yeah, so what we've done a huge rebalance and that sort of stuff. Modmanti helped a lot with it. So we've sort of like made it much more worthwhile to make soups and.
So the stuff from Region 1 will be affected then when
Yeah,
Region
for
2 comes
sure.
around.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And Divination's going to have a huge part by transmuting resources.
Okay. Awesome. I think they're good to go. All right, so we're going to throw it over to Mod Rally, Mod Orion, who are going to take us through ARC Region 2. Take it away, guys.
Hello. Okay. So yeah, familiar site. We're here in Waiko. Just going to head over towards the boat very quickly. And as you can see, we've got other islands on the map available. Yay! So we've got Twilight, which is a pretty cool little island with some gnomes and an awesome centre of learning, which was Mod Alex's like baby, I think. It looks really nice. You guys are gonna love that place. We've got Goshima, which is kind of a desolate wasteland at the moment due to some spoiler like storyline stuff that you guys are going to find out for yourselves. And I think we're going to have a little look at Cyclosis and then maybe the islands that once were turtles as well, just to show you what they look like. Okay, so one of the main things we wanted to do with this island is make everything look huge and make the player look small, because Cyclops are like twice the size of us.
Cyclops on the... Oh, that triggers me.
Yeah, I mean...
That is just hideous.
In fact, let's have a little close-up to this guy, because...
And that guy as well with his belly out. It's a bit weird.
I want to get the idle animation for the stream. Oh, beautiful. And, you know, remember the time frame, guys, because I know some of you guys are going to want to come back to this later. Wink, wink. She's a beauty. Oh.
Well, what are we going to show then?
Okay, so
Divination, that's probably a good place to start.
We've got this nice graveyard. And this is the Maui head that I was talking about. So some of the Maui heads have been lost, some of them have been damaged or killed. This is a dead Maui head / dying. And if you kind of point it like that, it looks like he has a mohawk. So yeah, he's pretty punk. And the way this works is the div energy is kind of spilling out randomly. And you've got these fountains that you can go to and try and harvest some of the energy to throw it back into him so that the island's energy isn't leaking anymore. If you're familiar with the Arc 1 mini quests, you'll remember the Maui Head storyline about how the island's energy, the island's life force is contained within these Maui Heads. They're like the cork in the wine bottle, the stopper. And this one's dead, so it's all leaking out, which is not great. So yeah, the ancestral energy that you get from it is pretty damn awesome. It can be used in Divine Charge, and on Uncharted Isles we're offering the best divination XP in the game. Modmanti has calculated that to be about 107k an hour, which is nice.
That's without boosts.
That's without any of the div suits or any pets.
Yeah, you can also use Ancestral, is it, for transmuting?
Yes.
So you might not have to trap turtles anymore if you don't want to. I think it's Wobbegong oil can be transmuted into shiny bowls. There's a few things like that to save some time.
Yeah, that's one of the new really powerful things about the Batch 2 and the choice that the player has and how they want to earn chimes and how they want to actually engage with the content. Divination transmutation will be like a key thing for a lot of players who don't necessarily have the skill levels to do a lot of the stuff. Mm-hmm. I know I'll be using it. So yeah, we've got this Aviancy guy here. He is called Odd Billy, and if you're from the UK, you'll probably recognise the pun. We have a famous birdwatcher dude here, nature documentary guy called Bill Oddie, and he's really into birds. So is Jaget's Ramen, aren't you, pal?
Yeah.
Oh boy. And this guy, he's a bit weird. He's quite funny, and he asks you to assist him. I'll skip through a lot of the dialogue because I'll let you guys probably do exactly the same thing when you see this live.
Right.
And essentially, he wants you to help him find some birds because he's lost all of his research. And a bit voyeuristically, he is a bird who is interested in birds. That's fine. That's normal. Right. I think now's a good segue to the Arc Journal.
Yep.
And I should probably give that to myself because I can't remember. In fact, no, let's go do it.
Do it the proper way.
I could do it the proper way, couldn't I?
So we've made the tourist brochure from batch 1 into this new collection book. You don't, correct me if I'm wrong, you don't actually need the book to check anything off in the collection, but it's just a good way of tracking what you found and what's still to find. So I think this is probably the first thing you want to do if the Discovery collection is something you're interested in doing, is go to talk to Sharkborn with his new pet there, a little Rooney crablet, because why not?
Cool. So he's given us the Arc Journal. If you've already got the tourist brochure, it will magically transform into this. And you can check it, and we've got this beautiful new UI. And essentially, you've got some discoveries to do, and you've got some castaways to find, and you've got more mini quests as well. So we released, there were 5 mini quests total in batch 1, and that included the Invasion of Port Sarim mini quest, where you had to go and gather your crew for revenge, and the 4 more that we released with the content. So we've actually done another 6.
Sure, why not?
Yeah. 6 question mark.
Sorry, I'm a little bit burnt out because I've just been writing dialogue for all of them this week, so it's a bit of a blur. All spoilers though.
No, we deleted the hints before the stream,
okay,
so
right,
it's kind of acceptable, but you can kind of see what's going on. So yeah, if you've all engaged with Arc 1, you'd have completed these 4, Flagfall, Head of the Family, Spiritual Enlightenment, and Jet Hunter, and we've got another 6 for you to complete, and we're really happy with the story. I think the story...
It's all right.
All right, the story's rubbish. Don't play it.
It's worth noting that the Eye for an Eye quest is the one that starts it all off, and that one is on Cyclosis. So you do need to have unlocked that before you can play any of these.
Yes, that's right. We had this kind of pattern where you had 1 quest to unlock everything, finish the storyline, and 1 quest to resolve everything in batch 1, and we've done exactly the same thing in batch 2 as well, so it seems familiar. So we've got all these cool birds. This is Mod Osborne's favourite on the top right there. That's his great pecker. Please.
It's not his, but it's a great pecker.
Yeah, don't misquote me on that. We've got mushrooms to find and complete, and you can obviously use all of those in the soup and stew recipes because that's what a lot of people were lacking in the first place. We've got some berries as well. I'm not going to say much about them because I want players to figure out how that works. But I'm quite happy with this. It's kind of cool. You'll have some fun with that. We've got these awesome, these are your creations. And yeah, Mod Rowley's done these Origami and Bakami. It's an interesting name. So Kami is God in Japanese, and some of you who are interested in your anime will recognize the word Baka as well. And Oroka as well is a very similar meaning. So you've got stupid, foolish, that kind of thing. And it's essentially, we've got this God who he's an Eastern Lands god, and he just split himself apart because he's an idiot, and these are all little parts of him. We don't know why, but he's now in many parts. These tiny little jelly beans with masks, and
the salty one is the best one, obviously.
yeah, that's it.
Sorry, you were getting
Salty
to that.
Bakami. I'm just laughing at the amazing chat right now. Thank you so much, guys. That's excellent. We've added 5 new castaways as well, with like unique interactions and funny little storylines as well. And this one here, Azalea Oakheart, we might be adding a special interaction with her. That's TBD, isn't it? That one.
Yeah, we've not done that yet.
Yeah, but she could have something pretty cool. And the others are quite funny. Squidge is my favourite, so like tweet me when you find Squidge so we can talk about it because it makes me laugh. Yeah, and so the idea here is this whole journal is like your encompassing info spot for everything in the Ark. You've got the tourist guide right here at the back, which is great if you need to read that once and then never look at it again. And then we've got the contract information in the bottom left of the homepage. And like, it just lets you know your contract progress, so you don't have to carry around a scroll all the time. Although you probably would have to carry around this. But the cool thing is you can put it in your pocket slot and go about on your adventures, which is awesome.
Probably a good time to say, like, if you go to a different island, well, we're saying this, but we also made a bunch of improvements to the contract system. So we've made ways of making rerolls cheaper. We've rebalanced a few of the ones that people didn't really do because they just weren't worth it. We looked at rewards as well. So they should be a lot more lucrative.
Absolutely.
So here we are. This is the Turtle Islands. The Skulls Fort that's mentioned in one of the port's voyages. So this is the smallest of the additions, but this has also got 2 other islands which are connected via the, I don't know if you will want to show it, but there's the Tortle Portal network.
Yes.
Because why not? So you can teleport to the other islands. I think that's one of them in the background there, is it?
Yeah, we've got one here. Man, I've just seen a comment saying so dark after I turned the brightness down specifically for this stream.
Well, this was like everybody saying that the art was too bright, so we had to make a dark island as well.
Yeah, that's right.
And
So
then you get complaints the other way, so whatever. Can't win, can you?
we've got this little dude. So he's not going to stand still long enough for me to actually have a look at him, but we've got a murderous Bakami. And you can capture him just like an imp. You can capture them in jars, and you can capture them barehanded.
Yeah, they're just like regular implings that way. We also replicated the character of Daffyd from Prifddinas, where you have, if you capture all of them, you'll get some Hunter XP, and you can unlock the triple XP double loot toggle.
Yep.
So based on preference.
So these are one of my favourite islands purely because of how gloomy they look. But what we do have is a washroom cluster here. And I'll give you guys a little bit of a hint. You get different washrooms depending on where you forage, which makes sense in a way. Different washroom types grow on different islands. The better ones are on Uncharted Isles, so you definitely want to go there. Cool. So I got really bad luck and didn't get any, so rest in peace. We've got our div vendor over here. So she does a lot of the stuff to do with transmutes, and you can sell your divination energy to her for a slightly better rate, or than anything else.
Yeah, we've also, I think Manty's been going through, and we've been upping the chime return on lots of resources as well.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we've really pushed up the chime per hour profit from Uncharted Islands specifically. It's worth noting that on the named islands, the chimes per hour has dropped somewhat, and we've increased the XP a bit. So, I mean, we're really pushing people towards Uncharted Islands as the best rate for chimes and for XP. But yeah, just be prepared for that change. What have you found? Oh, okay.
I discovered a washroom,
Right.
which is great.
Right.
I probably had about 200 of them in my bank at this point. But yeah, just so you guys can see, if I check my Ark journal, which I can do from my pocket slot as well, I've unlocked the washroom because I found a washroom. Yay! You'll have to do the same for all of these. And obviously, you can probably guess there are titles and various pets at various vendors that you can get for completing these. So good luck, have fun, figure it out. It's going to be awesome. I guess we should probably leave it there.
Yeah, we can do. Yep.
Yeah, because there's a lot that we still want you to explore. Like, if there's a few things that we feel like we should tell you, watch this space. We want to try and do a dev blog the same week.
There'll be more information in the behind the scenes at the end of the week as well.
Hell yeah.
And it's not too far off.
All right, thank you very much, Mod Rowley and Mod Orion, for that. And that was a little bit of a look into Region 2 ARC coming out. Of course, as Mod Rowley mentioned, there's going to be a BTS at the end of the week, which should give some more information. And I don't want to make any promises, but I'm pretty sure that when the time draws near, we'll probably have another stream focused on this, maybe. I'm not going to mod John at this one. But no? Okay, fair enough. Next week. Okay, but anyway, so... Obviously, a couple of things come up from there. We didn't show the Uncharted Isles, but is there going to be landscape-ish things with the Uncharted Isles, or what's the deal here?
You're talking about feature tiles?
Yeah. To be tech.
Yeah, that's right. So yes, feature tiles, we're kind of on that precipice of, do we release feature tiles as they are, or do we add them 1 week later? But it's not going to affect way that you experience the Uncharted Isles from that first week or anything. What we'll do is we'll turn this little switch on that says players can now access feature tiles, and when you do roll an Uncharted Isle, you might find that there's a really cool landscape feature on it, like a volcano, like you saw.
So it stops the islands being completely flat.
Yeah.
You got a little bit more interest in the environment. Some of them we were considering. I don't know if we're able to do this yet, but...
Someone's saying Mike Muir. I'm assuming Mod Orion. Okay, they're fixed there. But basically, just to summarise, Mod Orion said, in case you missed it, they'll have a switch that they can just toggle that will enable what we call feature tiles, which means that when you go to your Uncharted Isles, there'll be a chance that you might find a specific landscape addition to it. Is that right? Summary? Yeah.
There could be small valleys, hills. One of my favourites is this kind of spiral hill that you can actually place your house on top of, or there could be a mushroom spot or some bamboo growing around it, and it's an actual feature. It's not just flat land. Essentially, we've got past prototype version 1 of the Uncharted Isles, and we're moving on to things like, you can find an island with a volcano. Yay.
What happens if there's a toggle for it and you can turn it off and on?
Yeah.
What happens if I put my house or my flag at the top of that hill and turn it off and come back to my island?
Your island, so we thought about this, of course, because, oh my God, how devastating would that be? All of a sudden, there's a volcano on my house. This is how Mod Ramen thinks, every little detail. So we've made it so that your island is always the same, regardless, and that toggle is switched off, and that's saved with that island. When we go to a new island and that toggle is switched on, it will generate something different, yeah. In fact, if anything, it turns the number of islands that we can visit from 16 billion to 64 billion varieties, but not that really matters. It's all about what's on the island and what you can do.
Goodness. So obviously you have your short junket, medium expedition, and large voyage.
Yes.
Is there an additional one for that, or will it just be those 3 still?
It's going to remain those 3, but the way it will work is any island, and this is quite important for you guys now actually, that if you have a claimed island, you'll find that when this release goes out, you might actually have extra resources, which is awesome. So you might find that you've got your 2 Alea crablets and a wobbegong, and you're really happy with those because your invention XP is just going up in the air. And then all of a sudden you've got 2 divination spots on your island as well, because that island rolled that resource, but you never saw it because it was never in the game. So your current islands will be changed slightly. You won't see any devastating effects there, no problem.
So you should have the journal, which looks awesome. Got the Slayer contract in there. So obviously the Slayer contract currently is an object. Will that be converted over to the journal now? So you won't need that item on you anymore?
Yeah, that's
except
right.
Obviously the journal.
So ModStu's done a lot of work on the contract system. So not only have we got these kind of procedurally generated Uncharted Isles, we've got a procedurally generated contract system which goes through tons of variables and figures out, what's the best options for you. Oh, I can't do golden bamboo, but I want to go to Uncharted Isles. So he goes, there's a bit of logic that says, go get me some wobbegongs because you've got that fishing level. You don't have anything? Cool. Go collect some driftwood for me. You scrub, level up.
Copying from Mazcab. Gosh.
I mean, you inspired us.
Driftwood.
Yeah. It drifted a long way.
Damn straight.
If it came from Mazcab.
Skilling pets. for activities in Region 2. Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. They're all plugged in.
We just checked this afternoon that they're actually available from everything, so they should be. Yeah.
Awesome. So those masks that you can get throughout there, are you able to store them anywhere, or will you have to keep them as objects in your bank, essentially taking up bank space?
Yes.
Sorry?
Yeah, bank.
Bank space.
Where most everything goes. Yeah.
Okay. Will there be a consumable reward to buy regularly with Tajutsu? As of now, there's nothing to use Tajutsu on once all of the one-off rewards are bought.
So the kind of repeatable thing you can buy there are the ports, resources, and trade goods.
Okay.
And the lamps.
I don't think the lamps need Taijutsu.
Oh yeah.
It's worth noting that we've dropped. So it seems like most players maybe gloss over that you can buy lamps with chimes, but we've dropped their prices from about 10 to 20% across the board.
Did you drop
It is
ports?
very, very good XP.
We haven't dropped the prices of the ports, resources, or trade goods. They're not intended to be great, like a great cost efficiency ratio. We want people to use ports to get ports, resources.
I'm using ports. I'm still not that.
But basically, they're like a backstop reward.
So without trying to put you guys in a hard spot here, 10 to 15% reduction, correct? Did you just say in those items that you can buy?
For XP lamps.
Oh, for XP lamps. Okay,
giants,
that's fine.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it works out like a really decent chunk of extra XP on your regular skilling.
Okay. I just wanted to double check that one.
Sure. I forgot to mention something really important that a few people are probably going to ask about, but we have a hunter outfit. And
So yeah,
we should talk about that.
that's literally about. Come on to that.
Really?
So,
In fact, we haven't. Did we list all the rewards, like every single one?
if you want to, like, so we haven't talked about the crystal siphon.
Let's do that.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Let's
crystal
get hyped.
siphon was the first one that was revealed, so to speak. Correct me if I'm wrong here. Essentially, what it does is converts crystal and makes it essentially as powerful as a T90 when doing invention training.
Yes.
For the hatchet, so the crystal hatchet, pickaxe, and the other one, what is it? Help me out here.
Fishing rod.
Pickaxe.
Thank you. Fishing rod. So normally they disassemble, siphon for tier 70 XP, and this just, if you use this siphon, it's tier 90 equivalent.
Is there anything else on top of that, or is it just as simple as that?
That's it, yeah.
You can use it, normal equipment, but I just want to add as well, watch this space, because we've got mod Ryan, not mod Orion, working on some more kick-ass crystal tools.
Tinderbox, hammer.
Tap time.
Hammertron.
I love it.
Hammertron.
And they will all work with a crystal siphon as well.
He's done some fantastic work on that.
Absolutely.
Obviously, when they happen to come out, of course. Hopefully soon.
Yeah.
Which would be awesome. So, in regards to the siphon, we just talked about that. How do you get these rewards? First of all, are you able to clarify how you get them?
Yes. Should we give all the requirements?
So for the siphon,
We'll go one by one, if that's okay.
For the siphon, you buy the blueprints from the reward shop with chimes.
Does it have a final amount so far, or is it just still being decided?
It probably does, but I don't know what it is.
Okay, that's fine.
It's not extortionate, and it only requires 54 invention as well, so you can start using it quite early on. Like most people, when they get past 20 invention, will fly up the levels anyway, and they'll have 54 plus invention. And yeah, that's it. It requires a certain extra amount of inspiration, so you'll find that if you are around that level, you might need to level up invention a little bit more so that your inspiration kind of trickles down and you get a bit more inspired and you can make it.
But yeah, let's reel the rest of them off, shall we?
Awesome.
So you mentioned the hunter skill outfit.
Which stacks with the yak trees.
The yak twee stick.
Yeah, yak twee. Yes.
So it's like typical skilling outfit. It's 1% boost per part that you're wearing, 5 part set. Gives an extra 1% for 6. With the yak twee stick, goes up to 11.
Anything else?
Yep.
I really wanted to show the hunter outfit on stream, but I tell you what, I'll tweet some really cool pictures of it after the stream.
Look at it, trying to get the retweets.
Jagging for Ryan.
He actually knew he didn't want to show
He knew that he had this planned out.
I don't care about my Twitter. What I might do then, just to shut them up, is to retweet more Joes or something like that. So,
Can I post it?
yeah, you need more followers. Yeah, there we go.
Wow.
One of the other rewards we mentioned are boots and gloves for the 3 ports armor sets,
Tetsu and
which should, fingers crossed, provide a set effect. The tier 85, they're obviously to fit in with what's come before. We have
Do you want to talk about the set effect?
No, because
No, just in case
it
it doesn't
hasn't.
happen.
Yeah, it hasn't.
You don't
quite
want to
been
set
made
the
yet.
promise. Okay.
It's not completely
It's still in
finished,
development. Yeah,
But
it
it's
should be fine for
premium.
launch, but
I just don't want to get people's hopes up.
yeah. It's a subtle, small effect.
Okay.
If we make
It's
it.
not a huge combat boosting
Yeah.
effect.
What else have we got? We've got the.
We've got the
Oh, yeah,
ability to access to berry planting patches.
Right, yeah, they're really good.
It's a big clue as to how you access the rest of the berries as well. We've got new scrimshaws as well, which tie into divination as well.
So divination scrimshaws.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
We won't go much into it. Again, like some of these are kind of, you go to the reward shop and look at the amount of things you can actually get.
We talk about one of them.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
By all means.
like the rest of the port scrimshaws, you've got one that's focused on
And then the superior
XP.
So
Vision,
yeah,
right.
so yeah, you buy the scroll, you have to go back to your port. It still requires ancient bones, and very much like the other scaling scrimshaws from ports, one of them is a sort of destructive for more experience, and the other one is a slightly more
Drag it out kind of thing.
XP money beneficial. So the one we can talk about is the chance to automatically destroy a memory when you gather it
Okay.
for 15% more experience than you would have if you deposited it.
Yep. The one we were holding back on is the bone picker.
Yeah.
Talk about that. So this is an upgrade for the bone collector. Sorry, the bone collector was the other name for the bone crusher.
Bone crusher.
So instead of crushing bones, you can kind of have an extra toggle for the things you don't crush to instead be automatically picked up. Which is
Whoa.
pretty OP.
Okay.
It's a permanent upgrade.
Yeah. We kind of
well,
ummed and
et
ahed
cetera?
on it, didn't we?
Wow.
Yeah.
So
Goodness.
that was a suggestion from RuneFest. So shout out to the guy who came up to me at RuneFest.
So suggest
That's
the
his
room
name.
fest. Nice that you remembered the person's name, by the way.
Oh, he actually wrote his name down, and I can't remember what it was. I gave it to my
You had
Joe.
one job, Timbo.
So that was
I think his name was Smith Goods.
Right.
So that was suggested a week ago, and now it's a thing.
Yep.
Pretty much. Wow. Okay. There you go.
That's how it goes.
Is that everything else? Or?
I'm sure we're missing
There's
something.
two things that I'm not going to say about
Okay.
on stream.
Okay. Fine.
Yeah. But yeah, the bone picker is something like 25k chimes at the moment. So if you don't have that and you really want that, like
So all of these can be
Yes.
bought with chimes.
No.
No.
most of them.
Most.
Yes,
Yeah.
we do have a lot of rewards from the Arc Journal for your discoveries as well. So obviously we've got pets. We got the masks that are tradable and will on release be probably worth quite a lot of GP. But there's also an idea that no, I can't say. Yeah, I can't say one of the rewards basically.
Okay,
Sorry.
I think it's safe
yeah.
to say
That's fine.
this one. I'm hoping this isn't one of the two you're holding back.
Okay.
But we've also, I believe, we've changed the Spirit Dragon pet to be an override as well
Oh, yeah.
Oh, nice. Okay.
because of this guy.
Feel free to quote that in the chat, ladies and gentlemen, just like his yeah earlier. All right.
But there's more stuff as well.
Oh, no, for sure.
Let
And-
people discover the rest of it.
I imagine the BTS as well will help explain a few things when it comes out at the end of this week as well.
Yeah.
And we'll see what else comes up as we're running up. Just one more thing from me, obviously, for players who might be invested in the lore perspective of the Ark. Is there anything new coming in for them to keep an eye out on through journals, etc.?
Well, like we showed on the
Yeah.
on the computers, we've got 6 mini quests, which I mean, considering how much there was left to do, somehow we also crammed in 6.
It's been ridiculous.
And it's like we talked about at RuneFest on the lore presentation we did. Instead of being a lot of disparate storylines, it's one coherent narrative, just broken down into 6 parts. So I think we're quite happy with that. It's an interesting take on that kind of Tales.
Are you happy with it?
I will be, like, come release. It's
Okay.
just because I've been writing dialogue.
Come release, do you mean when it gets really interesting? Release is always the fun part.
No, I'm just down on it now because my eyes
Don't
are
forget,
bleeding.
Mother Ryan, I'm constantly trying to find the one island that some people manage to find.
Yeah,
Yeah.
still looking for a triple Wobbegong Island. If you guys have found one, let me know.
Triple wob.
Triple
Triple
Wob.
wob.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
you want 5 Wobbegons? See if you can do that.
Nope. I guess
That's worth mentioning.
you can't get 5 layer crablets. Just putting that out there. Maximum is like 3, and then you get some batch 2 rewards to keep it fresh.
So it's 3 to 5 now, right?
In total, but
total, yeah.
no more than 3 of one type.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And I guess the final one, I'm not too sure if you guys can answer this, but when's it coming out?
October the 10th.
I think so.
Is it that soon?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we
Specific
said.
date.
Yeah.
Goodness me.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Okay. I had no idea it was.
Osborne spoiler territory.
Yeah. It's out in 10 days.
I actually had no idea it was that close. Goodness.
Something
Okay.
like that.
Again,
Oh, wow.
That was our reaction.
Wow. Okay. That genuinely caught me out. Okay. So unless anything you guys want to say to wrap up on that one.
No, we're good. I mean,
It's
hope-
gonna be good.
We just want people to give it a second chance if they ruled it out. If they still find it grindy afterwards, well, maybe it's not the content for them, but at least we've given it a good shot, I think.
And it's safe to say that you guys will be all over the place and trying to answer anything that comes up and stuff, just like you were with the initial release.
Oh, yeah, sure, definitely.
So, I mean, we'll make sure we're on top of that. All right, Timbo, I'm going to move over to you. Deathmatch we kind of touched on briefly at the start of the stream, but Modpie did a tweet earlier on in regards to encompassing all the feedback that he's gathered, that you and the Ninjas have gathered so far from Deathmatch. I'll go through them here in the list, which is, first of all, to do with the room pouches. There was a post where someone had made a GIF of them trying to put in certain runes in their room pouch and it wouldn't work. It's now going to be allowed for all runes to work in a room pouch.
All runes.
Why was it initially only just some? Why not all from the start?
Good question. Literally no idea.
Okay, that's fine.
It was just elemental runes. I think there was a slight technical problem towards the end of development.
Yeah.
It was always intended that all runes went in there.
Gotcha.
So yeah, we'll make that happen and do the time spent to get it done.
There's also going to be a way to view the reward shop in the deathmatch lobby, which I guess is kind of self-explanatory. So
Yeah, day one release, everyone was like, "Where's the rewards? Where's the rewards? Where's the rewards?" And of course, it was in Mandrith and Edgeville, so we're just going to move them in there as well.
And also a very cool one, which is a free to obtain Supreme Overload salve to the bandage table, because obviously there was a post where people were going, "Well, I'm using 10 overloads an hour, like,
Well,
I'm
yeah, I
wasting
mean,
it, etc., etc."
it's a pain in the ass to when you die, you lose your potion buff,
Yeah.
and then get another overload out, and then use another overload salve. So, yeah, we'll provide free overloads to people.
You might have to elaborate upon this one for me. Add a team deathmatch queue to help with noob stomping.
So just allow for red versus blue, basically.
Okay, gotcha.
So allow for a team red to be versus team blue. So
And this one pretty much self-explanatory, which is free to play deathmatch.
Yep.
So,
and me and Modpie were talking about earlier, we're going to try and make as many of the rewards free to play as we can.
yeah, of course. And free to play would be really awesome just for those
Yeah.
guys. I think it'd be a nice introductory.
Yeah. So
thing for them.
we're talking about hopefully making things like the rune pouch free to play.
Oh, okay, that'd be awesome.
I mean, that's not guaranteed because I know Modpie wasn't happy about that, but we're definitely trying to make it free to play.
Gotcha. So obviously you've been at work on the bank rework, which obviously in its own right is an absolutely massive project. Obviously announced at RuneFest, a couple images that were shown, but I mean, how's it going? Like so far, are you able to share any information?
Yeah, it's
how
good.
going?
I think I've written an extortionate amount of words about the bank rework. Currently, Mod Osborne and Mod Kelpie are reading through that. They're sifting through my 40-odd Confluence pages, detailing every interaction, every feature, all the features talked about at RuneFest, some features we haven't talked about at RuneFest. So yeah, I think we're in the process of making sure that everyone's happy with the design, making sure that the developers are happy with what I'm trying to put into the game, and also working on a player-facing design so you guys can see what we're going to be working on, what we're going to spend these months long doing the bank work on.
And obviously, it's a pretty interesting question. I'm not too sure if you can answer this, or would it be more of a Kelpie question, but
Yeah.
can we expect to see a decline in the number of Ninja updates until the majority of that rework is completed? Kelpie did talk about how some of the Ninja devs obviously are working on that. So,
Yeah. So of course, the bank rework is a huge technical job, and there's no denying that there will be some resource that could have been put on Ninja Fixes put into the bank rework.
Yeah.
But we're not planning to slow down on Ninja Fixes or slow down any of our projects. We have other mods on the team who are doing that already. We've been doing Deathmatch and Bounty Hunter. There's not been any slowdown for Ninja Fixes for us from that. So we don't think there'll be any long-term effect on Ninja Fixes at all. Yeah.
Gotcha. It's a bit of a quick question here. So OSRS added an option recently which allowed you to right-click the fairy wrens and...
Sorry, I read a comment in the chat.
Oh, okay.
Why?
And click last location on the fairy wrens.
Yeah.
Is this possible to be added for something
So
like RuneScape?
we talked about an infix where we if you could just teleport to Xanaris from anywhere as well.
Yeah.
We would rather that be from content rather than be the base.
Teleport directly to the fairy ring, not just some like Wheatfield and Zenaris, right?
Yeah.
To the fairy ring.
Yeah.
Premium.
But like we would rather add that as a,
Premium, really.
we'd rather add that as a reward, basically.
I'm
Okay, fair
so fed up with teleporting to your nail and running north to that fairy ring.
Yeah.
Oof.
I'll tell you what invention could use with making mechanical mushrooms to do that.
Mechanical mushrooms.
Portable fairy ring was the option.
We're going
yeah.
into dangerous territory here, I feel. Opening up the grounds for...
I don't think there's mushroom on the blueprints.
Oh, nice. 10 out of 10.
Hey.
5 out of 7, sorry.
Can we have our ability bars auto-switch when we change weapon style?
No, I don't think we can, can we?
It's possible. It's definitely possible, but no. Like it's really.
It's definitely possible, but no.
What happens if you switch to an offhand, and it's just really complicated. It will get really complicated,
Okay.
and I would love it, but.
So I've seen you, since you're on here, Ram, I'm going to use this as an opportunity. I know you've seen, I've seen you put in a bug/feedback comment regarding accidentally disassembling stuff.
Yes. So while you're in combat at things like Virago, you're like, I'm going to switch to my staff, and then you accidentally drag it from your inventory, and then you're like, oh, concentrated blast, whoosh, on one.
Why is it concentrated blast on
But
one?
you've dragged it out, and then you drag it out, and it's like, oh no, goodbye. But you do have 10 noxious components now.
Yeah.
You've saved bank, but you've also lost bank at the same time. So,
Wait,
we're
what?
going to try and
hello.
find...
Sorry, go ahead.
Is it the Hunter
Look
outfit?
at that premium.
Hunter.
We're going to try and find a way to add a confirmation box.
Can I, Orion, can you type in tilde hide all, please? Because if you're going to show it, you're going to show it properly. There you go. It's a bit better, at least. No HUD in the way. But yeah, there we go. That's the Hunter outfit. Obviously, he's at Wales Moor, I believe, in the Hunter area. Yeah, Orion literally must have snuck away just to show the outfit. Can you show it from the other side as well, if possible? Since we're now essentially telling you to show the outfit in these ways. But yeah,
He's on
there
the
you go.
fence about that one, isn't he?
Oh, god damn it.
Nice.
That's pretty premium.
Is that the thing nowadays where you just go? It's if something's really cool, you just go to premium.
Oh, mate,
Primo.
premium and primo are the words of the RuneScape floor, mate. Like,
How?
have you never had Mod Harrison come round to your like monitor and go, ooh?
I'm not cool enough for Mod Harrison to come around to my monitor.
He keeps doing it to mine.
Yeah, shout out to Mod Harrison.
Yeah,
Shout out to my homeboy.
Oh, for goodness.
my main man.
Alrighty. I think everyone's just saying in the chat now, aren't they? That's what's going to do.
Yeah.
That's what they're going to do. But I think unless you guys want to say anything, just to wrap up and kind of recap everything that's gone on. Combat Council, there's now a dedicated forum section on the RuneScape.com forums, and there is a post made by Mod Ramen here where you can essentially give us your feedback related to combat, PvP or PvM, and we'll be watching that. And the reason why we've made that is because it's a centralized discussion area, and it's something we have needed for a while, and it is now there for you to get stuck in and just give us your feedback on stuff that you think might be a bit off in either PVM or PvP. We also, of course, showed off Region 2 of the Ark, courtesy of Mod Orion and Mod Rally, with the release date of October the 10th, which was a little bit surprising. I had no idea it was actually that
Very
close.
fixed release date now.
It's coming very, very soon, and you can expect 4 or maybe 5 new islands, depending on how you look at it, with the islands that were once turtles, I guess.
We'd count it as 4.
4. A journal, which has a load of stuff in it, and kind of encompasses, it's like its own little hub in a way, right?
Yeah, it's
there.
full of little tiny stories with the castaways and the discoveries, and then you've got the overarching 6 mini quests, which is awesome. Are we laughing at overarching? Please don't. Good.
Hey.
Okay, it's fine. Don't worry.
And of course, new skilling methods are available on the Ark to do as well, and a load more as well if you don't have very specific ones, which is pretty awesome. And I think the final thing, of course, is that obviously the feedback regarding to deathmatch has been taken up from Mod Pi as well as the ninjas. They're constantly looking into that as well, of course, with yesterday's update. But I think, unless you guys have anything to say, I think that'll bring it to an end. Thanks.
No,
I knew that was
going to do that.
Oh, no.
Was everyone going to just queue up and just whack the Gobi? And on that note, ladies and gentlemen,
Oh, mate, people are
oh,
asking
it
for
was
shout-outs.
close. It was close. We're going to throw over to a special video we're releasing tonight, which is our highlights from RuneFest 2016. Take care and have a good one.
It's RuneFest, baby.
Thank you.
Let's have some fun. Let's do it!
It's RuneFest 2016!
We're now in Battersea Evolution in Chelsea. It is massive, it is open, and the players have just been let in, and obviously we're seeing the excitement.
It's Wyco, isn't it, basically? You guys have created Wyco.
It's just beautiful, like this big expanse with that giant galleon as you come in.
We're really impressed with how big it is. It seems bigger than ever.
We've got coconut shies, we've got hoopla, we've got buckets and spades all over the place, fishing.
The new venue is amazing.
Hello everyone and welcome to RuneFest!
We had an amazing thing happen in the last week. We just hit 250 million accounts.
We've got a lot to talk about.
Sliske's endgame.
Are you all ready for combat?
Yeah.
Welcome to the old school reveals of the next 12 months.
How about a dynamic weather system that changes as the world moves around?
RuneScape expansion.
RuneFest is all about giving people that look behind the closed doors of Jagex and how we do things.
Most of us are high-level players and we love it just as much as you do.
The skilling talk and the lore talk and the outside tent and the big reveals.
We're finally going to do a back rework.
This makes me extremely excited for the next year.
Managed to go and play the new RuneScape Chronicle campaign mode, which I like RuneScape Chronicles, so I found that a lot of fun to give that a go.
We've got all new Karamja maps as well, volcanoes, pirates. It's going to be awesome.
We're here all the way from Canada to show off RuneScape Idle Adventures. It's just been great getting everybody's feedback and hearing what they love, what they hate.
We're lucky enough to be chatting to Tom from Special Effect, charity that's close to the heart of, I think, the whole RuneScape community.
Everyone loves it.
This is my first RuneFest. Well, having a great time so far.
Cosplay this year, I say this every year, but it's even better than last year. I feel like every year everyone steps up their game. Like this year there's lights, there's glowing bits and pieces on people's outfits. It's amazing.
We're here to celebrate some of the greatest achievements our community have made over the past year.
Adam, what you've done and the amount you've raised in just a few hours can help fund a Macmillan Cancer Information and Support Centre for a whole year. So, thank you.
One of the best things about RuneFest is meeting everybody, and it's a very happy, positive way of interacting with everybody and a big community feel to it all.
Meeting people and seeing everybody, it brings the community, like makes it alive, you know.
I've been looking forward to coming to RuneFest for, the last couple of weeks. I've been counting down the days.
It feels like brotherhood and sisterhood. You're united by something so common and so familiar. Even if you're OSRS or RS3, like everything is RuneScape and everything matters today.
Honestly, it's like a once-in-a-lifetime experience. Like the streams are amazing. I'm sure you can see how great it is, but it's just that much better being here, getting to see the people, talk to them, and just see everything live. It's just, an amazing experience.